first things first. Again, man. One more time. Cheers. This is what you're doing is great.
Thank you.
I think like the space that I've seen you transition to is super dope, man. Because you're like this computer that just keeps retaining so much information. Like, no, seriously, like I see you go from like teacher to tutor, YouTuber, content creator, you know what I mean, pianist. Like now you're doing like editing and photo, and it's like it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Like it inspires me. I'm just being honest. Like give you your flowers or whatever the case may be. It actually inspires me to see the way that you find time to do all of those things and still be the family man, still go out and be the friend and do all those things. It lets me know like you got to maximize your hours, maximize your day. So like I think that that's just super dope first and foremost. So
I appreciate those words, man. I've learned that like it's so important to share that type of stuff with people. And I'll share this with you. Like the two things that inspire me the most are, one, when people share how what I'm doing inspires them, which is exactly what you just did. So I'm like super appreciative of that. The other thing is when people, and I mentioned this earlier, I don't want to go too deep into it because I wanted to like get it on, on record. But when people talk about doing something and then they do it, that's so rare and it's so noteworthy. It might sound like an obvious thing, but it's like, it's like, yo, man, you talked to me about this. I don't remember the exact specifics, but we were at, maybe, my wife's parents' house or something. I think we were out at like an event at their cookout or something like that. And you talked about this idea, and I'm like, yo, anytime someone talks about anything that's ambitious, entrepreneurial, anything that they're passionate about, I get excited. I don't care what the thing is. I'm like, yo, that's incredible. I know what it's meant for me to have a passion, and it's something that excites me, and now kind of being able to, segue that into what I'm doing today. And so I want my friends and loved ones and family to experience that. And so now that you're like, bro, this place is incredible. Dude, yo, man, you talked about it, and it's exceeded what I thought possible in what was a short amount of time. It was. I mean, it felt like, I don't know. I base everything on pre and post COVID. Now I don't know if it was before, maybe right around that time that you at least shared it with me. You mentioned 10 years ago that you had the idea. You were thinking about this for a while.
Yeah.
So tell me about like how the idea came to you, when it came to you, and kind of what that process was like.
So I've always wanted an intimate space to cut hair because I'm one of those barbers that just loves to speak and talk to people and pick their mind, pick their brain, and I want to give them an experience at the same time. And a lot of times in the shop, there's so many personalities and energy going on. You never get like that one level realm where you can give somebody that experience. And so I wanted to create a space for that. And I also wanted to travel. I would say maybe about 6 years ago, I had the opportunity, 5-6 years ago, I had the opportunity of cutting professional athletes, maybe around 7 years ago. Malcolm Jenkins, as you know, former Piscataway High School standout, played for the Eagles. We played together in high school. I know we all were in school together. So we reconnected when he got traded from the Saints to the Eagles. And, he reached out to me for a haircut. And then he liked the cut, so I started going down to Philly to cut him. And I just was thinking to myself, well, what if I could give him this experience and make it like secure and, you know what I mean? What if I could do this for all athletes? What if I could create a service where athletes don't have to go into barbershops, or celebrities don't have to go into barbershops and deal with all the hassle of, oh man, you played like crap last night. Wow. Or yo, man, you were terrible in that movie, or whatever line of work they're in, or just people just looking at them because they got jewelry on or they got a nice car and want to ask them questions, or looking at them like, a target. So I said, if I can give them this, you know what I mean? And I wanted to bring it to fruition back then. I know me and Malcolm talked, but he had so much going on, so it never really clicked. But he was one of the guys that always was saying to me, yo, that's a great idea. And so when he told me that, in my mind, I'm like, you know what? If he would buy into it, I'm sure, 50 to 60% of all other athletes will buy into it. So I kept pushing. I kept thinking about it. What vehicle to do. A lot of people go into Sprinters, but I just thought to myself, a Sprinter's too small. Like, you know what I mean? I want a Sprinter van. So those like Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans.
So smaller than this.
Smaller than this. Similar height maybe.
Okay.
But not as wide.
Okay.
Not as long.
Gotcha.
And then once you build it out, it's even smaller. So I was like, you know what? I'll do a school bus, and I could really gut it out, and there would be a ton of room in there. And that's where the whole idea came from. And then once I had that, I started drawing up plans, and I would frequently, like you mentioned, talk to guys like you, other guys that were in the entrepreneurial business, guys who created things from the bottom, not people that bought in. That's a little bit different. You know what I mean? I'm talking about people that were like ground zero, building their stuff up.
Sure.
Talk to them, because like there's that. And we talk about this in like barbering, right? Like guys, say a guy wants to grow his hair out. He wants to get dreads.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about this thing called like the ugly phase. So that's that phase where like your braids aren't really touching the back of your neck, or like you got a nasty afro and you can't really curl it. It's just like matted and locked. That's that ugly phase. And in entrepreneurial work, it's the same thing. There's that ugly phase. Mm-hmm. That phase of like, what about when I start the business and nobody's coming, or I don't have the proper building, or I don't have like the most good looking tools or equipment, I'm doing it on a budget. It's that ugly phase, you know what I mean? And so I talk to guys to get that inspiration, how to pass through that phase. You know what I mean? Like with you, starting your YouTube, you only had maybe like 4 subscribers, but you got to take that as a small win and just stay patient and progress. So that's kind of where it started.
Bro, fire. So you mentioned school bus. So you had an idea originally. When I think of school bus, I think of yellow bus, a school bus, a long bus. So you had the idea originally to get one of those, hopefully not have it yellow on the outside, like make it look nice on the outside and everything. Get rid of everything in there. So it's going to be much longer than what you currently settled on. What was the decision factor of going that route still versus getting something like this? Before you even answer that, I'm thinking about like, the size matters, right? Yeah. Size matters in the sense of like, exactly. But no, it's like, like this, the size that you went with is optimal, in my opinion, because it is not so big where it's going to be challenging to get it where it needs to go. Like you were able to easily just move this. If you asked me, like when we were outside, if you asked me to move that, I'm like, no, you move this, I'll move your car. I'm not trying to get behind. I don't trust my my driving skills. I'm not good with that. But what made you think like? And I guess to finish the thought, the size is not overly big, but it's a nice size once you get inside here, right? Once you're here, you're like, this has every single thing that you talked about wanting to have. It has it, and you got multiple seating areas, and you have all the stuff. So, what was that deciding factor for you?
So first things first, I was like, I do not want to be too big where I can't park it in places. I want to be able to get in somebody's driveway if I need to. Yeah. I want to be able to park on the street, and I want to be able to drive it comfortably. I don't want to be like, you know what I mean? Like I'm driving a big rig. I don't want to have to like stop traffic to make turns. Yeah. So I started with a smaller school bus, actually the short school bus. Okay. And that was great. You know what I mean? The size was good. The roof was tall. It was good. The only issue was with the one that I first looked at, it wasn't like big enough in my opinion to put everything that I wanted to put. And so that's when I went into the shuttle bus, which gives me a little bit more room. The shuttle bus, like you take at the airport, they're a little bit wider, a little bit longer. So I went with that. Yeah. And that's what this is. It gives me the perfect amount of room to put the things that I want to put. And I can drive it. Yeah. It's regular gas. It's unleaded. It's not diesel gas. You know what I mean? It's not air brake. It's regular gas, brake pedal. Yeah. Regular gear shifter. Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit wider, but I mean, when you're sitting, you're not sitting super high. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're sitting at a regular height. And then the good thing with buses is buses always have their height marked all around the bus, so you know. You know what I mean? I mean, it probably will get tricky when you're driving every day and, you got to go under an underpass and you got to look to see like, okay, can I clear this? But other than that, I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's regular.
Yeah. All right, so we did the tour earlier. I'm interested in knowing some of the business ideas you have. You mentioned even a couple things at the very end, which I was glad you did, about like what sort of ideas you have for the bus. You mentioned one thing that stuck out that I didn't even think about, but people renting it, I guess, right? Like other barbers, I think you said, right? So like talk to me a little bit about what you see like for your plan in this. Let's start with like the first year. Like for example, is this something that you see you want to be moving around quite often, or you have it like a home base sort of location that if I want, like if I'm in the area and I want to get cut, I can come to you and I can just come right here kind of thing, as opposed to going to your shop right next door?
Okay. So plans are really up in the air as of right now, but some of the ideas I have is so I've already got booked for a wedding. That's number one.
Awesome.
So doing those big group events, those are kind of practical because the price point can be good and it can match everybody. You having people there and people coming to a central location always makes the most sense.
Yep.
But you know, the idea of being able to serve clients anywhere they want to be is always amazing. So, but I'm looking forward to doing charity events, working with some pastors, some local people in the community who want to give back. I want to do some things like that. Can't wait to do like weddings, you know, bachelor parties, even a men's day, concerts, outdoor concerts, cookouts, all of that. I want to do all of that, you know what I mean? And that's the reason why I implemented the bar area, you know, because people want to have a cocktail and sit and talk.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have that, television as well. People are chilling. But also one of the main things I want to do is the podcast. And I want to just shout out a couple people. So my best friend, cousin, Terrence Fox, he came up with the idea. He's doing some training for like high school and amateur athletes and stuff. And we've always talked about having a space where we could talk and get real answers, not just, you know, BS and talk back and forth, but get real answers from people on things they're doing and treat local heroes like celebrities. Because we always look up to the person that we can't touch. And meanwhile, there's heroes like amongst us all the time that are doing amazing things. So we want to talk to them and get real stories from them. So we want to do that podcast and have a space where men can talk, you know what I mean, and speak about what's on our mind, things that we go through, how we get through them, and maybe be a light or benefit to other people. Also, I want to shout out my business partner, Ezel Hunter, who we started House of Blades in 2017. You know, I've known him ever since high school. Good dude, hardworking dude. You know, together, we both been trying to own shops for years. And together, we were able to start House of Blades in 2017. In 2022, when we moved locations, he became the sole proprietor of House of Blades 2. Because at that time, I knew I wanted to go full steam and try to figure out how to get this mobile thing going. So now he's the sole proprietor, but you know, nobody would know because we have that business relationship where we rock with each other like the long way. You know what I mean? Anything he needs, I got him. Anything I need, he's got me. So the other thing I wanted to do was be able to rent the bus out to barbers who may have events, may be doing weddings, or maybe doing cookouts or festivals or whatever the case may be, fully furnished already and have everything they need. All you gotta do is bring their clippers. So my partner Ezel was the first one I thought about. You know, I told him he's cut what's his name from Power? Dre. Andre. So
not the main
Rotimi.
Rotimi. Gotcha.
He's cut Rotimi. He's cut Karis LeVert from the Brooklyn Net when he was on the Brooklyn Nets. He cuts Carl Towns. He's got some local rappers here that he cuts. One dude, Hef, who graduated, I think, 2011. He's a rapper, and Ezel cuts him. So, you know, he's got some things brewing, and I'm like, bro, take the bus. Because all publicity is good publicity. You know what I mean? He's a great barber. And so, like, he's one of the guys that I'm like, yo, I want people to see, like, you know, I'll give it to other barbers and see and help grow that business. So I got a lot of things planned, man. And I just want to give back. And And if nothing, if this can be a space where people could come, maybe podcast, we could fellowship once a month. I can go to a park and just have a bunch of men come and we have some food, drink, maybe some guys are outside playing and we're getting haircuts and we're just fellowshipping, maybe smoking cigars, whatever. It was worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like that space is needed so badly in this time that we're living in today. You know, I'm a big cigar guy, as you can see. There's a cigar bar lounge called High End in Scotch Plains. I know the owners, Karen and Anthony. It's very eloquent, high-end spot. And I've even spoke to them about possibly coming there maybe once a month and doing haircuts because we kind of match the same ambiance. Gabriel's, which is a local bar in Piscataway, the owner, Dana, she just reached out to me. Shout out to her. She wants me to come there and possibly cut in the parking lot, maybe during one of their day parties or do a promotional video or whatever. So everybody's just showing a lot of love. The opportunities are endless, man.
Man, so it definitely sounds like it's super well thought out, which I love to hear. And I think when you mentioned about like using the space for podcasts and like highlighting other people, I want to talk about that a little bit. So I think that's really, really, really a great idea and something that I think will absolutely 1,000% work. Not just because, well, for maybe 3 reasons. One is I think people really love, as I've learned from doing, I'm doing it now, right? People love, like in this case, you love being able to talk about what it is that you're doing, right? You're the guest on my platform right now, right? So I've realized that people really, really enjoy that. So there's obviously going to be a market, whether you're talking about Piscataway or surrounding towns, of people that are doing dope things, whether it's business owners, whether it's teachers that are crushing it in their school or whatever the case, you know, my sister-in-law, whoever, right? Come in here and kind of like share what they're doing because everyone has a story to tell, right? So I love that. I think the second piece is the fact that it's mobile and it's like, I mean, look at this, like it's set up, it's primed for doing this. Like everything it looks nice, it's set nice. This is gonna be a dope production. So I'm like looking forward to editing it afterwards, but I know it's gonna like look incredible and sound incredible, all that stuff. And then 3 is maybe most importantly, it's you, which is that I've always looked at you as a person who, like, you connect people. You are extraordinarily well known, well respected amongst everyone that knows us. People talk very highly of you. Don't start blushing, just calm down. People talk very highly of you, dude. And so the main thing is you would be able to really just have a great conversation with people. I've had many great conversations with you. Now finally, you know, we're able to sit down and do it in a way where other people hopefully can be inspired by and enjoy and stuff, right? So I love that. I mean, all the ideas you mentioned are incredible. I love the idea of outsourcing it to have other people who you trust utilize the space. I mean, there's endless, as you just mentioned, endless opportunities. So I love that. Let me ask you a question about just about yourself. Like, what would you say inspires and excites you more than almost anything? Like, what gets you like excited?
I'm a people person, like 100%. I like people.
Yeah. Energy
comes in and it just, I kind of just pass it along, and I like to pass my energy to other people. So just gathering people together, and people who would not normally get together, getting them together for a common purpose is just one of the things I've always been good at, and I enjoy. Like, I get great satisfaction, like crazy amount of satisfaction from that. You know what I mean? People that would never go in the same room together, getting them in the room together and making them smile at the same time or enjoy the same thing, I think is one of the most amazing, like, feats that a person could do, because it's hard. Like, everybody's got different things going on in their life, in their mind, in their heart. And it's like, if you could bring them together, that's why I love comedians, because they bring people together. You know what I mean? Like, you're bringing people all together to feel good. Like, laughter, the endorphins that are let off when you laugh actually prolong your life. Smiling actually benefits your skin and your body. So, you know, the importance of those people, you know, it's never really taken into consideration. They're bringing people together for a common goal, to laugh, to enjoy yourself, to have a good time. They're entertaining you. And I think, like, that's so amazing. So I'm not a comedian, but You know, I am, but in my space, I like to bring people together.
Yeah.
To laugh, to enjoy themselves, to look good, to feel good, to smell good, to walk out of here and then transfer that energy to somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's what keeps me going, like keeps me motivated, keeps me pushing.
That is dope, and I think that now just having the capability to be able to do that and reach more and more people by producing content and stuff like that, bro, there's exciting stuff ahead for you. So I'm super excited to just see where this continues to go, and I'm just happy to be. I appreciate the opportunity, and shout out to my wife for suggesting this, to do this, because I'm just like, of course, like as soon as she said, I was like, I texted you like immediately. I think that night I was like, yo, like. And then I was like, let me hit you back, let me call you, let's like make it happen sooner than later. Life gets in the way and things kind of get busy and stuff. So I appreciate you, you know, and it's gonna be, I'm excited to edit this and like make it look dope, and you know, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna ask you one more question for now. Obviously, we'll do this again. I would love to be a guest, you know, down the road. Definitely. Once you start what you're doing and stuff. But for those of you who don't know, which I know already, but for those of you who don't know, where did Burger come from? Where did the name come from? Share it with the people.
So it's an old nickname I got, just when I moved out here, joking around with some friends, and one of them was a girl named Becky, another one is a girl named Jessica. She's a grade above me. They were like joking, and we're cracking jokes. She's like, "You look like the Hamburger," and I was like new and everything, so people were like, "Oh, that's Hamburger Burger," and it kind of just sticks with you, like, and it just goes with you for years. So. It's like literally everybody knows me as that. Like, you know what I mean? People call my mom's house like, "Can I speak to Burger?" Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's funny, but it's like, it's good. It's good to be known though. It's just, bro, you know what I mean? It's good to be known. And it's like, that's the good thing too. There's not so many of them. So it's like, somebody's like, "Yo, you know Burger?" And you like, "Burger?" And it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So no it resonates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny, but it's like, it's just dope at the same time, because it's like I'm unique.
If that interaction, I mean, this is what's amazing, right? Too, in addition to that, if that interaction with that girl, with Jessica, didn't happen, or if she just decided to not call you Burger that day, I'll be talking to a different person now. I'll be talking to Matt now.
Yeah, who's
Matthew?
That?
Hey, Matthew. Hey, what's going on, bro?
That's a slave name. We get rid of that.
Oh shoot, yo man. All right, so I appreciate it, man. Congratulations again. We'll do a third toast, man. Just great things in store for you, man. I'm excited to see what continues to happen here, man. All right. I just said man like 4 times.
But I just want to shout out those people again. Definitely shout out to you for doing this.
Of course.
I think this is dope. Giving me a platform. Some people that I probably don't normally see.
Yeah.
Or see me, get to see me. I want to shout out Terrence Fox. He helped me to create this. He helped me to gut the bus out, do different things. Yeah. I want to shout out Ezel, my partner, for just being always 100 up front with me. You know, always just supporting me and what I needed to do. Gotta definitely shout out my girlfriend Yvonne. She's, you know, putting up with me, even though this thing has been inconsistent at times, but always inspired. I mean, I remember the time she told me, like, "What's going on with the bus? You said you was gonna do it. Like, why you not doing it?" Because I was like kind of lollygagging. You know, her son Alvin has helped me, got out the bus, give me ideas. He's even helping me with like getting some camera equipment and stuff like that. All my family, you know, Miss Travis, Ashley, my mom, my brother, and all of them, my niece, Jessica, always helping me push forward, always believing in me. You know, I just think like I said, this thing is gonna blow how it needs to blow. Everybody who's supporting me, and everybody who's already reached out for haircuts, everybody who's been, you know, came and seen the bus, maybe got a cut so far, because I haven't really launched it yet. I don't want to launch it to the summer. I'm kind of, those people, like, I appreciate you. The content is going to be unbelievable. The space is going to be unbelievable. I cannot wait for the podcast. I can't wait for you to help me with it. I know it's going to be great. We're going to have some great guests, talk about some really good things, man. And, you know, I can't wait to do more with you and collab.
Much love, man.
No doubt.
Appreciate it.
All right, bro.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Dope.